returned from Addis Ababa, where the African Summit Conference had just taken place. I'm therefore taking this first opportunity to render an account of what happened there and its significance to us, to Africa and the whole world. For the first time in African history, representatives of 31 independent African states, north and south of the Sahara, met in the capital of the ancient kingdom of Ethiopia. As you are all aware, the meeting of heads of states and governments was preceded by the preparatory conference of foreign ministers of the 31 countries. From the moment that the main conference was declared open on Wednesday, the 22nd of May, to the closing session on Saturday, the 25th, an atmosphere of brotherhood and interdependence pervaded the conference, and it was not long before everyone realized that even though our methods of approach may differ, our primary objectives remain the same. There was unanimity in our determination to take all practicable measures to ensure the liberation of the remaining countries of Africa from colonialism. We all realized that for as long as parts of Africa suffered under the humiliating yoke of colonialism and apartheid, our freedom and independence would not be complete. It was therefore not surprising that the conference took far-reaching decisions on how to assist our fellow Africans who are now fighting in Angola, Mozambique, and South Africa, and other parts of the continent to regain their lost freedom.
Hello, I'm Jamie from Nested, and I am the area manager for Islington. So I became an estate agent in 2007.
It is with humility, mingled with joy, that I thank this grand concourse of patriots and friends of Nigeria for congregating here today on the occasion of my inauguration as the first African Governor General and Commander-in-Chief of the Federation of Nigeria. I was appointed to this post of high honor by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II on the advice of the Prime Minister of Nigeria to succeed my predecessor in office, that accomplished colonial administrator Sir James Robertson, GCMG, GCVO, KPE. This mighty audience comprises of eminent men and women drawn from all the regions of Nigeria and different parts of Africa, the United Kingdom, and the United States of America. We have in this august assemblage representatives of heads of states and governments, paramount rulers and chieftains, statesmen and politicians, nationalists and freedom fighters, university administrators and professors, trade union leaders and ex-servicemen, local government heads and civil servants, molders of public opinion, in addition to professional men and women, in different walks of life, including a select group of invitees who represent various organizations which are interested in Africa and in the orderly progress of our country towards national autonomy. Whilst it is a fact that the Commonwealth is a voluntary association which is loose, flexible, and adaptable, and its members must value it for its varied variety and multiplicity of outlook, its member governments sometimes acting in unison, sometimes separately, but always freely exchanging views and information, and always adding something to a common pool of mutual understanding. Nevertheless, Nigerians cannot be expected to be supine when such a basic human right as respect for human dignity is violated with impunity in any part of the Commonwealth or in any part of the world. The challenge of Nigeria as a free state in 20th century Africa is the need to revive the stature of man in Africa and restore the dignity of man in the world. Nigerians believe passionately in the fundamental human rights. We regard all races of the human family as equal. Under no circumstance shall we accept the idea that the black race is inferior to any other race. I call upon Alhaji Amadou Bello, the Sultan of Sokoto, to join us in this Herculean task of national reconstruction. I exhort Chief Obafemi Awolowo to associate with us in this great adventure of restoring the dignity of man in the world. There are many leaders who can give active support and assistance to a nation at its supreme hour of need. Chief Samuel Ladoke Akintola, Dr. Michael Ihanukara Okpara, and Samuel Grace Ikoku, and then Chief Dennis Chukwude Oserebe, Malam Aminu Kanu, Malam Ibrahim Imam, and J.S. Taka of northern Nigeria, and countless others. I appeal to all our leaders, far and near, to forget the wounds which were inflicted in cause of our internecine altercation. The love of our country should outweigh the love of our petty selves. The enjoyment of individual freedom under the law should mean more to us than our self-centered party programs and manifestos. Common dangers and common enemies alert us on the need for common security. The British came here in 1851, and found us hopelessly divided in tribal compartments. When Britain transferred power to us on 1st October 1960, we were no longer an expression of geography, but a reality of history. During all our years of political vassalage, we became socially and economically integrated. We have also developed an identity of interest, and we have crystallized common nationality. The process of political integration reached its zenith at midnight on 30th September 1960, when we lastly sang our national anthem and our national flag was hoisted aloft to signal the birth of a new nation. Come and join Abubakar with me, Sardauna, Awolowo, Akintola, Oserebe, Okpara, Ikoku, Aminu Kano, Ibrahim Imam, and Taka. Let us bind the nation's wound and let us heal the breaches of the past, so that in forging our nation, there shall emerge on this continent a hate-free, fear-free, and greed-free people who shall be in the vanguard of a world task force whose assignment is not only to revive the stature of man in Africa, but to restore the dignity of man in the world. If I am asked whether I am happy because Nigeria is free and the Nigerian government appears to be stable, and the people of Nigeria are apparently satisfied that the price of freedom and the price our leaders paid for it were worth the sacrifice, I would answer in the affirmative.
You'll love the new Fiat Tipo Cross with its unmistakable style and new features like new full LED headlights, new 17-inch alloy wheels, front parking sensors.
In the region, there will be military government under a military governor, assisted by an advisor who is the last person to hold the office of the regional governor. The normal function of government in each region will be carried on by the permanent secretaries in the region. and they will be directly responsible to the military government there. The regional military governments are directly responsible to the head of the federal military government and the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Public corporations and other separate bodies, such as local governments, will continue to function under the appropriate ministries. All existing laws, regulations, orders, and official instructions remain in force, wherever applicable, until either modified or abrogated by the federal military government. I do not think that I should start off with press censorship. But I may impose censorship if it became necessary. My main concern is to restore law and order as soon as possible.
Fellow Nigerians, it is my pleasant duty today to launch the second National Development Plan 1970-74. This program of post-war reconstruction and development marks another decisive step in the nation's forward march to progress and stability. You will recall my Independence Day announcement that the 5 national objectives on which the plan is based are to make Nigeria 1. A united, strong and self-reliant nation. 2. A great and dynamic economy. 3. A just and egalitarian society. 4. A land of full and equal opportunities for all its citizens. And 5. A free and democratic society. The Supreme Military Council has resolved that all persons in position of trust in this country, no matter how highly placed, must work henceforth for the full realization of these objectives. The plan itself seeks to translate these objectives into concrete programs which will benefit all sections of the Nigerian community. The second national plan covers the whole country and all aspects of the national economy. Every part of the country will feel the impact of the plan in the next 4 years. The destiny of Nigeria lies in the hands of all Nigerians. The second national plan set out the guidelines for safeguarding our national interest.
Fellow Nigerians, events of the past few years have indicated that despite our great human and material resources, the government has not been able to fulfill the legitimate expectations of our people. Nigeria has been left to drift. This situation, if not arrested, would inevitably have resulted in chaos and even bloodshed. In the endeavor to build a strong, united, and virile nation, Nigerians have shed much blood. The thought of further bloodshed, for whatever reasons, must, I'm sure, be revolting to our people. The armed forces, having examined the situation, came to the conclusion that certain changes were inevitable. After the Civil War, the affairs of state, hitherto a collective responsibility, became characterized by a lack of consultation, indecision, indiscipline, and even neglect.
Here is to the land where harmony is not a condition but a virtue.
In a few aspects of our national endeavor, is the pressure for modernization so intense today as in our aviation industry. Those involved in or familiar with the industry know that aviation is a growing, fast-changing, and time-saving industry. It is an important and functional aspect of national development which no country can. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have great pleasure and honor in declaring this airport formally open for the greater progress of Nigeria, closer under